Very good. Today, we welcome you to this Tuesday press conference. May 26, welcome and welcome. We invite you to put your phone vibrate mode or silence. Gracias. As always young. It's a pleasure to be here at this conference of today and several topics, but we are going to go fast to give as much space as possible to any questions you may have. Tears, look, today we will inform you about the game. We began the delivery of scholarships from the program Rita Cetina. Sonally, I started today in a school, premium primary school. Maria Ford 142, personally in. Hand in the first cards, the importance of this program is that in this second year, government of our President Claudia Sheinbaum advanced. We go from high school to the scholarship is now universal, all scholarships, all primary schools, secondary schools, of a public nature. All students have one time 1,900 pesos per month. Today we start primary school. All students will receive a unique support this year of 2,500 pesos for supplies. School children, uniforms. School children, we give them one for each of the primary school students. That's how it is. They are benefited. 1,540 primary schools. Public investment. It was 487 million pesos. That is the benefit, the money that is. Chaos among all the students. Before primary school this school year, 487 million pesos. And in October it opens again. Or the system for registration of those who enter. First time, look, that's when I got too excited. Those who enter school for the first time. Primary, I don't know if I would like blood, Garregos. About details, yes, Gobernal, well, you today. And this program started in the state of Sonora, as mentioned, together with the National Scholarship Coordination of the federal government in the region and culture. We will be visiting the 1,500 work morning and evening shift. A scholarship that will arrive for the school year. 500 pesos for a child, for mothers or for family, then let them have one. Or more children at any primary level. Deposits a total of 1,500 pesos for each child. Hornadors, there are 95,000 physical cards that we are in, delivering for mothers or fathers in a disaster card. The amount of all children present may be included. and we are at this moment dispersing already in. Throughout the state, delivering these cards to more than a couple of families. There is no requirement other than bringing identification. Officially, there are no intermediaries, and it is a program. Completely free in the RE, the card is delivered to a primary school child, and he will use it. And all during all his school studies. The primary, unless it is given below. Alan, having cases of that nature is important. Note that the card is delivered to mothers of children. Why is there? Therefore, to the family economy related with the needs of children. Sorry. Every bimonthly, no sorry at school. The primary is a single payment of 500 pesos this year. The ideal is to universalize and make it a message. But in secondary school, it is already a universal and is weekly. Let's go ahead. Giving progressively, and this complements each other with the scholarship program that the government has of the state, and that covers the university. Upper secondary education covers it. The Benito Juarez Scholarship, remember. And higher education, the sound scholarship of opportunities that we go to a level. Go out in coordination with the GO. Federal Friday, that universalization. Ostar 2, 160 million pesos. The state government is going to contribute 50%. 1,080 million pesos. To Federation 2018. To cover the 2,160 millions of pesos. That means I am not going to leave the government unfulfilled. The commitment that the scholarship program, I would have at least 2 billion of pesos. The important thing is, in the case of the Rita Cetina Scholarship, and in the case of the Sound Opportunities Scholarship as well, it is that there is a constitutional modification that requires, will bind subsequent governments, then the budget allocated to this VEC program will have to be invariably higher. That of the previous year, so be it at least. A weight that means that the program never. You can go back, and that's one thing. Extraordinary, many of us. And surely a scholarship will have changed our lives. The case of your server, come on the next topic. To inform you to make a cash cut about the investments we have made. Infrastructure, you know that. Droughts became particularly acute between the years 2023 and 24. Said that we were the victim of a drought of dimensions. The Bible is exaggerated, but I'm not sure. Happened in Egypt with the plagues. But if any of them had the rigor with which we. The drought lasted in 2023 and 2024. We're really talking about dimension. And B will be because it's so. It linked the government to making an effort. But it's setting without presence. Seated to meet the demand for water. All those populations that were affected by the drought. But countless populations, they were dragging demands for water. 15, 20, 30 years. He says to an elevated tank, that is, the replacement of grounds, equipment, etc. etc. So here we are going to give you the floor. Ariel Munkri to tell us in a way Very fast, for example, that one. Serene de Almaz. In the box, this is the... Here we are in Babis, Basarag, sorry. In Basara, but it benefits the Visp Basara. Will it be the same as the Tenera, this soil? Remember that the agricultural areas, those of the municipalities of the Sierra, are very small, and one well is enough to serve 2, 3 towns. In some cases, we are putting solar cells to make it cheaper. The cost of solar energy, or nothing else, begins, you say this in territory, and here the investment, the infrastructure work for drinking water. Drinking water is 2,000 higher than 2,000. Millions of pesos, but this work. There is the water treatment plant. Now it arrives for the first time. 34,000 members of Etnia, distributed in 53 monies. We put that into operation. A few days ago, please go ahead. There's a graph over there where we have the comparison between the investment of admission government, previous astration, C600, the 28 million in the administration, 6 years. And here we carry 1,308 itself. 5 years, almost 5 years, 4 years, and 9 months. This means that this is going to a little more, and this is going to stay where it is because, yes, go Beezes, Exenio, fortunately it's over. Forward. Permission Bornador, good morning. Actually, the graph, it tells us that we had to increase investment with state resources 5 times. In fact, we obtained statistics from the account. This public information is validated by the prisoner and is available. Everyone, well, sorry, Daniel, if you allow me. An interruption indeed. Okay, it would be worth it if they did the separation. They had presented me from the state appeal and the federal resource, because the resource is added here. Softeral, and here this is the state resource. B is non-esteem, that is nothing. And this is the state resource. The sum is 6th, right? It is the state resource. So you can see the comparison. Go ahead, sorry. Ariel, yes, and as I said, Mr. Governor, it was a critical and unprecedented situation that we have lived in the 60 years of sidrometric registration that were presented to us 2 consecutive years. Here extreme that forced us practically enter into a process of reconversion of the entire infrastructure to go from what we are used to today. Duriatagu, I now spend a period of time, I know, we are immersed in those activities to be in possibility of facing another similar event that does not. We cannot rule it out, thank you. Very well, thank you. Well, let's see, go ahead. Carlos tells us about the new recreational line, the Samsara. As a pleasure, Governor. Very good morning to all and afternoon to all. Precisely with the fidula, a reality of power that families, to do Moselle residents and all users of urban public transport can enjoy recreation areas, of the games, of the cultural events that the forest offers. Urban La Sociedad starting Friday, June 5. This new recreational line begins operations. The agreed, currently only on one line, Governor. Line 6 touches the park, the urban forest of the authorities. With this new line, we will connect to 34. This urban transport line that reaches the historic center. That is, to the center of the city, and we are going to connect them precisely with this park in order to that way then give that mobility to the most of 80,000 users who use public transportation daily. Here in the capital, I want to comment too. Governor, as was not instructed, completely free. This line for all the families of Surmu silences, we are going to play 5 emblematic points, the Park Madero, the garden. In few hours, the municipal market, the regional museum of sun. Now, and of course, the urban forest. The frequency of passage of this new line. Recreational, it will be every 30 minutes, and obviously it will vary, maybe less depending on weather. The unit has already begun its journey. Also to all users to beauties and lenses. This line can be displayed in Application 1. They will be able to see in real time where the unit is sold as well. It is important to be able to have your times and manage. It is 9 kilometers, Governor, the resort that has. There are 18 stops on this unit, and there are 5 main stops. It's a line, she thinking about the families of Hermosillo, so that they can have recreation, fun, and enjoy themselves. Of what our government is going to recover, the urban forest of La Sucia. Very good, thank you, Carlos. On to the next topic, a program extraordinary that we also start today. And it is a solar roof program for welfare. This is a program that we will carry out here in the state of Sonora, with the support of our President Claudia Chainbaum, whom we appreciate the financial support to bring out. Go ahead with this program that has. The objective is to install solar panel. Areas of vulnerable families, time. He is going to tell us some of the characteristics. The important thing is that with this receipt this program can be obtained up to savings of up to 89% on the electricity bill in the summer and 49%. In winter, there are a series of requirements that must be met. They will need beneficiaries of this program because directed exclusively to the lack of vulnerable families. But they must have a rate. Domestica and its average consumption should be between 400 to 1,500 kilowatts, maximum in the months of July and August. Go ahead, Fernando, if you want us. Complement the information, please, with all pleasure or anar. Permission, if you could put the video of from the scene where it is clearly explained of all the benefits of the program and how it works. I think it's pretty important. Enermos and I the heat. Extremeo no longer has to become a concern for Milias. Today comes solar roofs for well-being, a program that transforms homes through clean energy, accessible and free for those who need it most. With the installation of solar panels, beneficiary families can great to significantly reduce the cost of your electricity bill, giving savings of up to 89% in summer and up to at 49% in winter, because having a fresh, illuminated house with access to energy, it shouldn't be a luxury, it must be good for everything. Daz and everyone, this program is aimed at Augers Bulera, beautiful Ables and me, benefiting children, adults, many older people, mothers, heads of families and people with it is capacity or chronic diseases. Furthermore, it also results in a reality. In Baja California, more than 16,000 people have already benefited from this. If you meet the requirements, register the same on TechOS. Solar Venastar, Energia Gov MX. I have done solar for well-being. Less spending, more goods. Give to Sonoran families. These are hours of transformation. Sonora, land of opportunities. Okay, go ahead. Yes, as you will see, it was mentioned. No one in it in the video. This program has already had results. Of the pilot programs in Baja California, thank you. The management of the governor of Sonora's, the second state in which, to be carried out after it has been tested on the instructions of the president. In Baja California, naturally sound is not far behind. And we will be the first after that flag in this. Talk about this number of solar panels, which is 5,000, benefited families with still a screening for the stadium. It is 1,000 families in beautiful and important news. It is also due to a recommendation from our computer was initially limited to one area, to Vermicillo, while now all those who plan with the requirements can participate whenever they are. Vulnerable females will be able to enter the league that is assigned to me. If not, and we will be spreading the word because it is very simple. The only thing that will be required is your receipt of light and curve. I must once they are in that registry, you become a socioeconomic scholar. You visit by the Secretary of Welfare in charge of the state government. But all you need is to register in that league of. If you allow me to ask you to spread the word to that league, because the important thing is that each of the people who I share it with you again, it is a sunroof. Lar Bienestar, Energia Gov MX. He will be sharing the government networks with the state and the secretary. I repeat it, solar roof well-being. Point Energia Gov MX. The only thing they need is your electricity bill. And right there when registering it, the system will determine whether or not he is a preliminary candidate, because if someone who has much more consumption, then they will be rejected. The idea is those metrics that were put in place, precisely so that they take advantage of to the maximum all the potential of this. The DAZO, the area, and the maximum limit is set precisely because that is considered by the federal government. That's someone who consumes a lot. And without more light than that, you are definitely not in this vulnerability. Very good. Thank you if you want to continue. Come on, Fernando. Let's go. Start the 2026 version of the module 2026 of the Fortaleza program, and in the economic moment for vulnerable families represented a very important support for 14,000 families last year. We are going to resume this program for 14,000 families last year. We are going to resume this program